Hey guys, it's B&L from Think Before You Type, and we're here with Jesse Ruben.
Hello.
Alright, so if you could only use a few words to describe your music, how would you describe it?
Only a few. That's hard.
Or as many as you want.
You can go beyond that.
It's singer-songwriter music with an emphasis on writing and lyrics. I think that words are really important, and I always want people to know exactly like what I'm talking about and what's going on in my songs. So I think that would be the best way to describe it.
So who are your musical influences?
Oh man, Paul Simon, Ben Folds, James Taylor, Joni Mitchell, just people that write really amazing songs.
So
I love amazing songs.
Yeah, so do we.
You know.
Yeah, that's always good. We love that you talk about the power of words because that's a really big thing with us as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know. So when you're down, what song do you listen to help pick up your mood?
Oh man, I have a lot. So, cause when I'm sad, sometimes I want like a super happy song. So I'll listen to like Motown and
Always
R&B,
good.
right?
Yeah.
But then sometimes when I'm sad, I want like the saddest music. So people like Nick Drake and Elliott Smith and just a lot of times, like, if you ask an audience, like, do you want me to play a happy song or a sad song? They'll always say happy, right? But I love sad music.
Yeah,
so
there's some
much.
really good sets.
Yeah, so it just depends on my mood, I think.
Yeah, it helps you sometimes like not feel alone. You can
Yeah.
kind of connect with the sadness. Just let it wash over you.
Totally.
It's all good.
So who is your role model, or who are your role models?
I think I have a lot for different reasons. So I think somebody like Sarah Bareilles and Jason Mraz who write, and even Colby Kylie, who has recently been writing more like music with a message, I think is really important. So there are people that have these like really big audiences, and then they're using it to say something positive.
That's always great.
Yeah, and then as far as like giving back, there's all these, like what you guys are doing I think is amazing. There's people doing that kind of stuff all the time, and you know, I work with different charities and the people that work at those charities and do this stuff day in and day out all the time, because that's just a part of what I do,
Yeah.
you know? So for people to do it 100% of the time, I think is really amazing.
Yeah, that's always great.
These are good questions.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. So people will forget it, but a little bit of kindness can go a really long way. So when's the last time that a stranger made you smile?
When is the last time a stranger made me smile?
I think I'd have to think about this question.
No, I know the answer to this question.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah, I was just in Spain for the first time.
Ooh, I want to go.
My girlfriend and I went on our first vacation. We were in this tiny little restaurant in Barcelona. We were the only Americans there. We didn't speak any Spanish, but this restaurant was like super recommended, and we had to get these. I don't remember what it was. It was like a fried fritter thing, whatever. We get to this. We travel. We're like lost. We find it. We get to the place. And we order the thing, and the waiter's like, we don't have any more.
No.
That table over there, they got the last ones. And we were like, no! And we're like, whatever, fine. So we go about our meal. Like 2 minutes later, one of the dudes from that table comes over with a plate and hands us the dish and puts it on the table. Right?
Oh my gosh.
Right? So it was like, oh my god! That would never happen in America. And then we ate it, right? If that happened in America, you'd be like, get away from me now.
That's a little scary.
Yeah, so that was pretty amazing.
That's incredible. That's a good one. And it's like cross-cultural, which is
It
really
was
nice.
It was like so shocking that he did that, and it was it was just this little nothing. He was like, yeah, please go ahead. It was so good.
That's a great story,
It
honestly.
was.
Yeah, you should keep telling that one.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss Spain. Anyway.
So you started an incredible initiative called the Weekend Project.
Yeah.
So can you tell people, for like, if they don't know what it is, can you give a short description?
Sure. It's a service learning initiative. So basically, it's complementing elementary and middle school education with having kids either try new things or give back to their community. So learning by giving back. So it's like leadership skills and problem solving and teamwork and what to do in the face of no, like all these kind of things. Yeah, and it allows the students to feel like what's important to them is also important to their school. And I know that I didn't feel that way when I grew up, you know. And it also allows them at a young age to learn that they have the ability to give back. Which is something I didn't know until I was in my like mid-20s. You know, if I learned that when I was 10, I think my life would have been a little different. So I never started out like to start an initiative, and it sort of grew organically, and it's kind of become this really wonderful thing, because I think the message of that and the positivity is really missing in education.
And it grew out of a song that you wrote, right?
Yeah, it grew out of a song called We Can, hence the name.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what's a moment from your experience with the Weekend Project that's been really special to you?
Oh man, there are so many. That's been something it's been so rewarding because I get to go, I've been to like 32 or 33 different states, I've been to hundreds of schools. One of my favorite ones was a couple months ago, I went to my old elementary school.
Oh, that's incredible.
And that was really special. But my favorite one, there's so many. One of them, so in the We Can project, every student has an I Can project, and then every school and every class has a We Can project.
I like it.
And one of the school's projects, it was outside of Toronto, and theirs was We Can Build a Home.
Oh,
And so one of the families that it had like burned, their house had burned down or something. And so they were doing these like monthly fundraisers, and then at the end of the year, they presented this like huge $50,000 check to Habitat for Humanity.
Wow.
And on weekends, the teachers and students were going to like hammer in
That's
and
amazing.
build this house. So by the end of the year, there was this home for this family to move in, and like to see the look on their faces. I mean, it was unbelievable. And it really it takes a group of people and really turns them into a community. And that's what I love about
It
it.
seems so empowering for young people, which is something,
Yeah.
like you kind of said before, it's something that's missing a lot of times. Like, people
Totally.
that are young don't realize they can have this massive impact on people's lives. So
Yeah.
it's really good that you decided to start this.
I didn't even decide to. It was like I seriously I wrote the song. I had a teacher in Vancouver Island, Canada, really far away, asked me to come visit. I said sure. We filmed a music video for the song. And then I started getting emails from other teachers like, what is that? Can you do this here? And,
Oh,
and at first I was like, it's not anything, I'm just a guy.
What are you
I don't-
talking about?
And then I got more and more, so I was like, alright, I guess I should like create something. And so it's been really trial and error, and like I don't know anything about starting a program like that, and it's been this really fun adventure growing it, and
It's cool because it's really organic though. I like
Yeah.
it. It's awesome.
And I think that's something we can relate to a lot, because when we started this, we had no idea what we were doing
Totally.
either.
Had
It's
no
so
idea.
scary.
And people are like, can you send me this thing? And you're like, what? What is that?
Yeah. So I think it's a lot of personal growth that comes out of
Yeah.
something like that too, which is incredible.
Yeah.
So how do you think the Weekend Project has like changed your music or affected it?
I definitely, when I write now, I really write a lot of like message songs. Like I write some, I used to write only about like relationships,
Yeah.
but now I'm like, well, what do I want to say?
Yeah, music is a great way to make a statement.
Yeah. And for me, like I got into this because I love writing music and I love traveling, I love performing, but I really love having an impact on people's lives, and it's just such a clear way to do that, And so I feel very fortunate. I really love it. So how's it changed me? I don't know. I feel very grateful a lot of the time when I do it.
I love it. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's great. So we're really passionate about encouraging young people to use the internet for good. We want them to do positive things online. So what's one positive way that you would like to see the internet change?
To see the internet change? Oh man, there's so many.
It could be more than one if you
I mean,
want.
I'd love people to use less of it, but that's not even, like there's so much good that it does, right? Like I can connect with someone anywhere in the world. I can, if there's something I'm interested in, I can look it up. Like there's so much good, but the internet it's just really like taking people away from each other, I think. And I mean, obviously all YouTube comments should go away. Like no one should, or if they're not going to go away, then you at least can't post anything anonymously, right? Like because people are just not being responsible for
Very true.
their language and the stuff that people say. I don't get a lot of like bullies online, but I have people tweet horrible things at me. Either they hear my song or they don't like it or whatever. And I know that if I like met them in person, they would be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." But it's just about having. I don't think people realize what can happen when they say horrible things,
But so if you had the chance to speak to someone who's been cyberbullied, what would you say to encourage them? Since that's like a lot of what we do, I think, before you touch.
It's so hard because like I don't read comments a lot, but when I do, most of the people that post on like a music video or a live performance is like, "This is great, this is great, this is great," and it's that one guy that is like, "This sucks," and it ruins your whole day, right? The impact of it is so intense. So I know from a logical standpoint, like the thing to say is like, don't let this one person have this much power over you. Don't give people this much of yourself, But I also know, as I'm saying that, I know how challenging it is to not care what other people think, and it can be really hard, but what I know is that the people that are doing that and writing those things, especially if they're younger, like when they grow up, they're going to be really embarrassed about it, and it doesn't mean as much as you think it does when you're young, you know. But it's really challenging.
That's fair, and I think that's good that you're able to relate with people and realize like whatever you end up saying, it's like it's hard. It's hard. You know, it's hard. You've been through it.
Even somebody like Ed Sheeran, who is like the most famous person on the planet, he left Twitter because he couldn't handle it. All you know, and he's like the richest, most famous, most beloved person ever. So yeah, I mean, it happens.
All right, so you're currently on tour, but what else do you have coming up for the rest of the year?
Oh, that's a great question. That means I have to figure out what I'm doing for the rest of the year. Yeah, I'm doing these shows, which is really great. And then starting next month in August, like August, September, October, I'm doing a bunch of school visits. And yeah, so I've been coordinating that now for next school year. It's funny because now my schedule is back to a school year schedule. So I'm like, oh, I'm busy in the fall, and I'm busy in the spring, but then I have the summer, you know.
Okay, great.
That's still me right now. So.
Right. And so I'm doing a lot of that, and then I'll be releasing a record probably early next year. So finishing that up, finishing recording.
That's exciting. Wow.
Yeah, I'm excited,
That's
and
incredible.
playing as much as I can.